Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 138. Jump into things. Right, so go through the things that matter. We'll skip through all our ritual castings. We had a vampire lord get mine hunted, but resist, so that's good. We did a manifestation killing a Kohen. That's pretty nice, honestly. Watch a couple of these. See if we snagged any items off of this Kohen. Blood Hunter. Pretty simple, easy peasy. Okay. We're gonna come back to this here in just a second. We had another manifestation, another Kohen. Check and see if we got anything good there. Probably not. Another Blood Hunter. Oof. Oof. Seemed close. Another manifestation. This one killing a Mound King. That got anything? I would assume that's a nope. Yeah, it's a no. Pop. Easy peasy. And then we want to actually go back and take a look here at this dire portent. Look at this! Devil in the detail, the Copper Caster of the Gods, has put up a global which empowers his followers with supernatural health and stamina. So Lanka has stolen Gift of Health from Hinom. This actually doesn't really change our plans terribly much. There is, I guess, the possibility that we try to take Gift of Health and we fail now. It's possible that... See, I actually don't know how that works. I don't know if you have a, like a Nature 10 caster. Like, for example, if Lanka had a Nature 10 caster and put as many gems as they possibly could into the casting, if we have a nature gem caster and put the exact same number of gems into the casting, does ours override or does it fail? I don't know. Regardless, I don't know why I doubt this, but I somehow doubt that Lanka did that. I would assume Lanka just put something up for like 600, 700, 800, somewhere in the ballpark of those, numbers. And thus our plan remains the same. We're going to try to cap out that overcast and see how that goes. I don't know how that works, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Maybe I'll do some research in between now and then, because it's still going to take another several turns before we make it to that many gems. We have a battle in the Cloudcap Spires, where we are attacked by a Melcart. And you can see this is where I did a little bit of like prepping. I was like, oh, he's going to come at me with a Melcart. And I guess this is poor execution on my part. So the Melcart is... What they do is relatively unimportant. We know how they work. We know that they can survive through the PD and through the Fiends of Darkness. The important part, right, is the vampire advancing into range to cast Disintegrate and or like Drain Life and spamming that, right? Which is why we have this vampire on one horde of skeletons, and then he's supposed to cast Disintegrate. He's too far away to cast Disintegrate. I get that. I thought advance and cast spells was you will advance in between your spells, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's you'll go through your whole script and then you'll advance and cast spells. So all of these spells that he casts right now are basically off script. He's just, raising chaff because. And then when he gets done to the end of his script, then he will advance and cast spells. So note to self in the future, the way that it works if I want to do something like this is just cast Horde of Skeletons once and then have advance and cast spells. And we just have to hope that he gets into range and casts something decent. Cast another Raise Dead. Cast another Raise Dead. Cast a Disintegrate. Does not succeed. Casts Frighten, and then this is kind of unfortunate. So he starts to cast Frighten repeatedly, and he actually does, I think, hit this guy with Frighten, but it takes his morale from 20 to 15, which is kind of whatever. And it's this type of thing. This guy has 23 magic resistance. Absolutely could be disintegrated. Absolutely could be drain lifed. But the AI is just like, nope. The best spell here is to cast Frighten repeatedly. Okay. Okay, AI. Cast Frighten. Just over and over and over again. I almost feel like there needs to be a check on the AI. If I cast something X times and it doesn't do anything, then try something else. like, come on. Ugh, my God. All right. Anyways, it's not really that big of a deal. It was just annoying. We route from this. That's fine. Did a bunch of blood hunting. All good. Gudu 250 was attacked by a Gore-Tide Horror in Wick. That is like going crazy on the bag. And then we have the whole host of normal battles, right? So Hinom raids with a Vampire Lord in Anglovania, with a Baal in Terrace Peaks. We hit in Sitha, Lanka with a Lich in Kaz Hador, us with a Vampire Lord and Fiends of Darkness in Erd. We get hit by a Vampire Lord in Hidden Realm, but we actually were moving some thralls through here. This is somewhat funny. Oof. Are you like cleaning your nails or something? Oh, it smelled like acetone all of a sudden.
I think it's just for alcohol.
I kind of like that smell actually. Like I'm one of those people that's like, Anyways, so we've got this Lich, or not Lich, Vampire Lord, has a ring, an amulet of anti-magic. Interestingly, I think we just kind of overwhelm. Yeah, there's just too many. They come in swinging. Poke, 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 poke. These guys aren't great, right? Obviously, they have low magic resistance. They have no protection. But this pitchfork actually hits somewhat hard for a little dude. So that was fun. We attack in Modern Weld and win. We attack, or we see attacks in Gentle Woods, where Hinom actually wins this, and that's interesting. Normally, Vampire Lords going up against Liches lose. It's because this guy is retreating. So that makes sense. Lanka is probably suffering from teleport ganks, just like I am. So he's probably having his Liches retreat from different fights. Makes perfect sense. We get hit in Sciatica, lose. We get hit in, or we hit in Andoria and win. Get hit in Wetlands, lose. Get hit in Jaburnia and lose, but we do kill an Ami, which is always fun when we snag an Ami like that. Got one with a spear guard this time around. That's strange. Yeah, this guy's just over here with Boots of the Messenger and a Storm Spool. I guess they just get around the Baal and actually, like, get a poke off on this guy. Is he? That's funny. He's ethereal, too. They should... This is a... Oh, yeah, he just gets smacked a couple of times. Just really lucky getting through that that ethereal, honestly. That's cool. Always fun to see that. Unexpected event in Troll Peaks. We've got some barbarians incoming. Okay, cool. We've got an event in Trackless Waste where we've got minus Dominion, plus Sloth, and minus resources. Plus 1 Death and Mighty Pillars. Oof. And plus 20 defense in Tanera. Holy shit. 20 defense. We're up to 40 defense in Tanera. Damn. This actually doesn't look like much more than 20 defense, truth be told. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And looks like it's doubled. So 10 more Spear Guard and then basically 10 Guard. Probably 10 or 20 more Enkidu Shoulders. So that's cool. That's interesting. Alright, anyways, that is pretty much it for the messages for this turn. No big deal. What are we doing? So we talk about the Lanka scenario. Lanka taking Gift of Health is super dangerous for us, right? Obviously, Lanka is incredibly powerful, and having to deal with Lanka with Gift of Health is going to be, you know, just as hard as dealing with the Hinom with Gift of Health. That's why we're still going to try to plan on stealing it. I will look into how that, you know, effectively works, and if it works in a specific way, then maybe we'll try to go the extra mile and, like, path boost up to 11 before we do something. Either way, it's going to take us a couple turns to get to where we're at. We're trying not to spend our nature gems, but this turn we should get up to 800, and then at a little less than 40 per turn to get to, you know, to get to what we need. Because keep in mind, we'll have to have the we'll have to have the 50 gems to actually put up Gift of Health, right? So once it's going to take about another 6-7 turns, I think, to get to where we really need to be. So that's going to take a second. Right, 6 or 7 turns, that's, you know, the mid-40s. So in the meantime, obviously, right, that still means that Hinom doesn't have Gift of Health, which is good for us, right? So we're going to look to exploit that if at all possible. But we're also trying to take, now that Hinom is striking out with much better efficiency against our units, we're trying to take things a little more slowly. We don't want to just burn through gems and lose liches left and right, and lose vampire lords left and right. So we're going to start doing the elf tactic. I don't know that this is going to work necessarily, right? But we're going to experiment with it a little bit. We're going to start stealthing, attacking, stealthing, attacking, stealthing, attacking. And the hope is if that works, we're going to get to the point to where the only reason he really beats us, we're gonna start conjoining things, right? We'll get some, you know, rather than being a single vampire attacking a province, we'll have 3 or 4 vampires attacking a province, right? Rather than, you know, a handful of liches, you know, that's the route that we're looking for. I don't know that that works, though. We're still going to have to deal with some counters that he will probably come up with, but we'll see how it goes. In that vein, you can see most of the movements that we have this turn are actually sneaking movements. So, sneaking Vamp 31 over to Droigar, sneaking Vamp the other Vamp 31. Jesus. All right, let's just change it. Let's do it. Changing it. We're doing it on the fly. Tetragrammaton. How many vamps are we supposed to have? We're supposed to have 34 vampire lords. So you are being changed to vamp We're supposed to have 33 because we just got. This is Vamp 33, so you will be Vamp 34. Watch me already have like 2 Vamp 33s. Anyway, so Vamp 34 is heading into Witch Haven. We're retreating with Vamp 29, and you can see we've got Shademail Hobberkins on Lich 33 and on Lich 34. So we're going to start moving them around. I'm actually pulling Lich 33 back this turn, and they're going to regroup together in Wick Forest. And then I'm going to have them start moving around together as well. Probably going to be bringing in another Lich on this following turn into Alentova, and then have all 3 of them hit like Andoria next turn, or maybe Delufe next turn, or something like that. We are sending Elders out and about, just because we've got them, might as well. We are sending Thralls to their doom. We're just marching at people. He can kill them very easily. That's fine. I have 0 concerns with that. This is a way for us to get rid of some of those units. Great, fantastic. And it's still something that he has to respond to, right? Like, I can march into Delufe, right? He can kill that with a single Melcart, but he still has to send that Melcart there. You know? So it's some sort of resource, some sort of cost, and for us, it's actually getting rid of costs, and I'm okay with that. Same thing with Elder 62 over here. He's got a whole set of thralls that he's taking into Halbathria, and then we're just gonna march into someplace. Got a got a stack of Earth Gudus that we're sending into Halbathria. Progress continues elsewhere on Forces of Darkness, Curses of Blood, Infernal Tempest. We're getting a little cluster of Storm Demons going. The hope is kind of in the next 5 to 10 turns, maybe we head towards Raphabolia or White Forest. See how that goes. We're doing more manifestations this turn. We're continuing with the corpse constructions and the Kusarikus, etc., as we go. More Gudus in all of our border posts. More Ishibs. Ooh, we ran out of money. More Ishibs somewhere. Isn't there? I thought we were doing more Ishibs somewhere. Apparently I was wrong. What else? What else? Only got like 1 more cast here. We talked about this previously, right? Like, I'm casting enough of reanimation to feel like I have a comfortable little wall of chaff, and then I'm gonna stop casting reanimation because we're kind of burning through death gems faster than I want to be burning through death gems right now. We've got way more work going on water lenses and on mostly just water lenses this turn, but we're going to flip over to water bracelets. We're also probably going to pretty shortly be doing shambler skin armors, right? Because these give us water breathing, and they'll be very easy for us to put on to our Ishibs. That way they can have water bracelets and water lenses and breathing, underwater breathing, etc. So we're just kind of gearing up for how do we face off against Atlanta or Relay, should we need to, that whole scenario. And then we are moving a group of thralls into Troll Peaks. Troll Peaks already has a fair number, you know, it has 19 PD, but it's Deer Tribe. And even with Gift of Health up, Deer Tribe doesn't do great against barbarians, so the thralls are there to hopefully turn the tide, and if they die, they die. Whatever. Not super worried about it. Construction goes well on our current setups. We're doing an amulet, a lodestone, and a crown of lead every turn. We're doing 2 dragon helmets and 2 Rings of the Warrior every turn. We're actually doing 3 Dragon Helmets this turn because we have a spare Ring of the Warrior, so we're going to get that taken care of. And we'll have Shambler Skin Armors to utilize. We're probably going to make some more Chainbell Harlequins, but not right now. We are continuing to move through. We've done almost everyone in I think we have one more person in that we're working on for a Demon Bane. And then we're starting to work on people over here in Trackless Wastes for Demon Banes. I think in the next 3 turns, we're probably going to be able to finish up Demon Banes on everyone. And then we start looking at what's the next big construction project that we do, right? Like Shambler Skins for all of our, fucking Ishibs, or full forging over into, whatever water thing or air thing or fire thing or what have you that we decide to do. Whether that's getting my communion, because I honestly do think that I want a strong communion, right? Maybe we work on getting this the communion up to having cold resistance and shock resistance and maybe Boots of the Messenger. That's long-term stuff, though. Anyways, maybe some pen gear. We don't have, I mean, we have some pen gear already, right? We have, like, our Spell Focus, Eye of the Void gear going on. So that's good. We don't have, I don't think, what is it? It's Fire Water? I don't think we have any, like, fire water. That's what you need for that's what you need for the pin rods, right? The +2 penetration one-handers. We could do 5 pin with a set like that, and considering this is a pretty enormous communion, if we were to do something like that, we could probably easily get like a 16-person communion. I don't think we can do a 32-person communion yet, but we can do a 16 individual communion with a bunch of masters, and that's what is that? 2, 4, 8, 16. That's +4. That's pretty intense. Yeah, we could actually even do some, like, if we did something like that on an Umu Apkalu, right? And they are a 10 astral. The problem is to be 10 astral, we can't use all of our slots. So we'd have to have the rod and then probably an Eye of the Void, which is cursed. We could just go for a Spell Focus, but that's not going to be as good. But like we could try to do like a whole lot of penetration on a Master Enslave. I mean, that's an option that we have. I don't know that it's a great option, but I feel like we're at such a late point in the game. Such a late point. Absolutely, we're at such a late point in the game that we just try to do everything that we absolutely can. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I don't think there's anything big or crazy that we're doing this turn. We're summoning a new... Over here in Halbathria, we're summoning a new Flame Spirit. Because we only have 2 Flame Spirits over here. And then we have Pyraphlogos. And we need to be able to do our set 4 Flames from the Sky. We need 4 casters. So we're going to go ahead and get a Flame Spirit over here. And we're probably going to hold off on a 4th Flame Spirit over here in Pangaea. That would be the other location that we would want the 4th Flame Spirit. Probably going to hold off on that for now. And just use the one in Halbathria, because I think we're more focused on Raphabolia or White Forest as our targets. So we'll look at those. And that, I think, is pretty much it. With Gift of Health gone, by the way, right? With Gift of Health gone, 4 Flames from the Sky is a lot of fucking damage. It's a lot of damage. Yeah. So, that's definitely something to think about. But I'm recruiting a bunch of scouts this turn. Our scouting has kind of like fallen off. In fact, I actually kind of want to dismiss that and scouts. Scouts here, even though they have a chance of getting Well of Pestilence immediately. So, see how that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're trying to... Gift of Health is gone from Hinom. We've got to take that from Lanka, or else it's going to be a bad news bears for us. We are trying to take a more reserved approach towards raiding Hinom. And we're gearing up. I think we're probably not many turns away from trying to crack Raphabolia again. We've actually got a fair number of our units here that are boosted with their morale. And if we take a look at something like our Dominion has been pushing relatively hard. Take a look at something like Raphabolia. It's only sitting at 2 candles right now, which means that it's significantly less pressure from Dark Skies than it was before. With less pressure from Dark Skies and without Gift of Health boosting them, we have a significantly better opportunity for cracking one of these provinces. So I'm gonna try to keep an eye on that in the very near future. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna sneak a guy onto Amsath or onto Raphabolia, especially since I'm gonna hit this location this turn. So hopefully, if he gets found out, he'll have a place to retreat. Fingers crossed. If he doesn't, he dies. Whatever. I don't care that much. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the turn. Probably I should be... Got a researcher there. We've got a researcher. Put another... Not forge. Put another manifestation down. Drop it on Raphabolia. Alright. That should be about it. Fingers crossed. We'll see how things go in the next few turns. Bye, everybody.